Goes on to say zero
Fucking
tolerance.
stupid.
That president used that term, zero tolerance, right? You remember reviewing that?
I do, but you're confusing a variety of topics, which I'm happy to walk you through.
And then in the memo, they asked someone, I assume it's the secretary, to pick one of the options. And option 3 is redacted. My first question is that your signature affirming option 3?
I can't see that, and I don't remember which it is, but the option that I agreed to is that we would uphold the law equally against anybody who broke it. If you were single or if you were a parent.
I have limited time. Option 3 in this memo, written for you, which this is signed, option 3, which is redacted, is option 3 is in fact the option that was provided to you that I just read, permissively directing the separation of parents or legal guardians and minors held in immigration detention. So although you've said, and this isn't a question, it's a statement, although you've claimed publicly that you didn't know anything about a family separation policy and you tweeted about it, you signed off on a memo authorizing this practice described as zero tolerance. Whether you think it's legal or not, you authorize it. And so this notion that you have no responsibility for it, you reviewed it, it was offered to you as one of 3 options, you picked it. This is what it results in, because I went to the border. This is a disgrace that belies our values as a country. And to see those children and have spoken to them and to spoken to their parents who didn't know where their children were, this doesn't reflect who we are. And I find the suggestion that it was sort of something you didn't know about when you signed off on a memo authorizing it, a policy which does violence to our basic founding values and to our understanding that children do best when not separated from their children. And so I would ask Mr. Madam Secretary, when we passed the fiscal 19 authorization bill, there were 15 amendments that were made law that involved family separation that require the agency to do a number of things, including regular reporting, mental health services, a number of prohibitions. Are you familiar with those amendments that were passed into law and signed by this Congress?
There were amendments passed into law, yes, sir. I can't.
So I would ask you, will you commit to giving me a written response as to the status of every one of those requirements that we passed and the president signed? Because my understanding is none of them have happened.
Happy to give you a status.
Thank you. And to be clear, Madam Secretary, my outrage is not at you. It's at this policy and this administration's behavior as it relates to our responsibility to continue to be a place that people can come to seek asylum, to seek refuge, to seek protection. It is the crown jewel of our immigration policy, and it has been diminished, and it has betrayed American values in the way that it's been executed. And finally, Mr. Chairman, I would ask unanimous consent that this article newly